Whoa, it is time for upset meter. Now, let's preface this. Okay. What are the rules of upset meter? Well, the rules of upset meter, these favorites that we've put on here are at least 10-point favorites. The average spread of these teams that we've covered is about 13. It gives us about a 14% inherent odds to win these. And we're hitting at about 18%. So I'd still find that pretty good. The problem with week 12 is that there are cupcake game galores around the league. And if there's not cupcake games, there's some really tight lines with some teams, some really important. There are not a lot of games to pick from for us. There are not a lot of games. So we did our best. To preface this, I don't love any of these. I don't love
No,
any of these.
it was hard. It was hard. But at the same time, like those are the weeks that like
I
shit
know.
happens.
I know. I
Shit
know. I know.
happens. We know better than that, but we'll do it anyways.
Yeah, we'll do it anyways. Let's talk about what feels like one of the teams playing better football in the country is Missouri. What, they're on upset meter? Well, they're playing Florida. They're 11-point favorites. They're on the road this game.
Nope, at home. 11 and a half at
They're still
home.
they're still here on the upset meter. Why? Well, they could lose that game. I mean, Florida's talented enough to beat a team like Missouri, right? Just
And desperate enough too. They
and
they, they need
and
they
they need a
need
bowl
two
game win.
wins. They need
And they
one win.
play and they play Missouri and Florida State. So
Yeah.
you tell me who do they have a better chance of beating? I don't know. So I mean, I don't feel great about this. This is definitely like a mild play for me, for sure. I don't know if anyone could argue that this is sweating to me. I don't know that people could argue. I think someone could argue that this is cold for me for sure, but
Yeah,
this is
I think
mild. So
mild's a good middle. I do think, like you said, I think mild is on the higher end of how nervous I would be. Obviously, it's college football. Obviously, it's November. You take every game seriously. That's why you play the games. At the same time, though, this Missouri team's a wagon right now. They're playing really good football at home. It's hard to fade them. But at the same time, like, wait for Florida to win this football game. Graham Mertz has been really good. Surprisingly, they've been really good. Ricky Pearsall's a dog. You run the football. Right? We've seen some teams have success running the football against Missouri. And who knows? Fourth quarter, the game's a game, and you might come down and have a chance to win the football game. You played well enough. You played well against LSU. You just ran into Jaden Daniels.
yeah,
Like
believe it or not,
that's
that was Trevor Etienne's first multi-touchdown game. So I don't
they got
know.
to get in the ball
What
more, man.
what did you learn from that, Florida? I don't know. What have you learned from that? So
Don't get down early.
don't get down early. Seriously. So I think this is definitely a mild play. And if you're listening on Spotify, right, we're on YouTube here, so we got some graphics. So if you can't see them, I'm sorry, but feel free to check out our YouTube channel as well. But we got the ratings are cold, mild, sweating, steaming, piping, right? In terms of how we feel. How hot are these upsets, right? Piping meaning, yeah, this is probably gonna happen. Cold meaning, yeah, this is not happening. So we're sticking Missouri comfortably and mild. We still got 3 more games left to cover. Let's talk. James Madison's on the upset meter. How many times have they been on upset meter for us this year, and they have just made us look like idiots?
Dude, I was I was just typing in. I was doing Control F on ESPN just to pull up the game real quick. And I Control F. I said James Wagon because I was like, I'm gonna say that they're a wagon. They are, man. They've been a wagon all year. The Dukes, the Dukes, man. They get it done.
Yeah, well, they play an Appalachian State team, and the reason why they're on upset meter, right, is because they cannot play for a conference championship, right? But Appalachian State is still in it. They could still pulling up the Sun Belt standings right now. They're 4-2. Coastal Carolina is 5-2. Coastal Carolina still has to play James Madison next week. So if App State wins here, there's a good chance James Madison could pull off that win against Coastal Carolina, and that would propel Appalachian State, a team that did not look very good a couple weeks ago. That would propel them into the Sun Belt Championship. So I think Appalachian State gets up for this game. Granted, it's on the road. James Madison is at home. James Madison's been so good all year. They've been so good. But this line's pretty close right now. Oh, it's dropped. Oh, I
It's
guess.
down to 8. Down to 8. But hey, like
Well,
that means we're onto something, you know?
look, I guess when we talked about this, it was at 12.5. So I'll cut us some slack there. I'll cut us some slack there. When we had made this graphic and we talked about this, it was at 12.5 or maybe 11. I don't know. Wow, I can't believe it dropped all the way down like that. So yeah, you viewers are probably looking at this thinking like, oh, you just broke your rule. Okay, I don't care. All right. This is week 12 college football. Give us
You
just
can
one game. All right.
you can
Give us
blame the SEC West for that.
yeah, you can
Blame
blame
the
the SEC
SEC
West for
West.
that. Come on. Give us a chance here. So I think that's definitely a mild play for me as well. Now that is looks like it's in cold. I promise you it's in mild because we got two other teams that we need to fill in on this graphic. UTSA, a wagon right now, if you ask me, in terms of like they're playing to play right now. And their head coach, Jeff Traylor, he's trying out for a particular other job that
Oh,
has
come
opened up in
on.
Texas.
Come on. Let them have their fun, UTSA, man. Frank Harris and those boys, they want to win a conference championship, man. They don't care about like they don't care about him potentially leaving. They want to win a championship game. That's why I'm not worried about this football team here. Yes, UCF puts up points, or USF puts up some points. But no, UTSA, man. UTSA is a
Yeah,
wagon right now.
this is a mild for me for sure as well. Less mild, or sorry, like it's cooler than Missouri in my opinion, right? I think it's right there with JMU in terms of like JMU and UTSA are just playing too good of football right now. It's like they're on this upset meter, but they're both I think equally mild on the upset meter, right? I wouldn't put this in cold, right? I wouldn't put this in cold necessarily because I do think UTSA. Hey, look, if Jeff Traylor's if he's fixing his resume, if he's talking to his agent, right? Is he a little distracted right now? I'm gonna say probably not. But look, in case he is, we want to be here to say that we were right.
I'll say this about that. These guys are professionals. They can multitask. I get it how hard it is to win a football game. The margins are just oh so ever thin. The thing is, these guys know how to multitask. The program is bigger than one person. Even if he is focused on another job for him, he understands. Right? He understands how important this game is for not only his program right now, but his future career. And yeah, that's why I'm going. I'm not too worried about UTSA.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely
And the
a mild play.
UTSA got Tulane next week, and that
That's a big
is
game. Oh,
for
it's a look ahead spot though, maybe.
I guess so. Good point. But this team, they've won too many championships in the queue, so to let that get to them. Wouldn't that be crazy
I
though? They come in the American and they run the table off rip.
That would be absurd. That would be crazy. That would get Jeff Traylor a job somewhere else for sure.
If he wants it. Now I get it. Like, yeah, I'll leave it at that. If he wants it.
The last team we'll talk about on the upset meter is TCU, 13-point favorites against Baylor. I believe that's in Waco too, or is
No,
that
it's
in
it's in
Fort Worth?
Fort. It's in Fort Worth. Well, not too
Jeez,
far
so we're
away from
taking
each
it
other,
all
anyways.
home teams. Goodness gracious, that's the kind of week we're dealing with,
That's
people.
the week. The
That's
SEC
the week that
West.
we got. That's the week that we got. So, uh, why are they on this upset list? Well, TCU should not be double-digit favorites against anyone in the Big 12, even
Oh,
Baylor. Even Baylor. I know how terrible Baylor's been, but come on. What has TCU done to earn the right to be double-digit favorites against anyone in the Big 12? Nothing. And what do we also know about the Big 12? Anyone can win in any given week. Is this the week the fighting Dave Aranda's? Save Dave Aranda's job?
I don't think it saves his job. To be honest, not
No,
this
you're right.
game. I don't think he's gone, but who knows? They could be upset there with the progress they've made. But at the same
Yeah.
time, man, like you mentioned, TCU, both these teams are just not consistent, not great football teams. Like
Yeah.
that's
I think this is a
that's
mild
why
as
anyone
well.
can win this game. Yeah.
I think these are all mild, but I also think that they have a better chance of getting upset than Missouri does, than UTSA, than JMU. So I'll gladly stick them in mild. I guess the upper mild, I guess. I don't know. They're all pretty similar, these upset, like in terms of the rankings. I know the graphic that we have doesn't allow for that fit to occur, but I think TCU's it's pretty mild here. I like the way Josh Hoover's playing, to be honest. Playing
He's a
some
very
good
interesting
ball.
guy, and Bailey runs the ball well.
Yeah.
I just think Williams is had a nice game last week. Really nice game, actually. I think this is more about Baylor. You cannot trust Baylor.
Can they get off
That's
the
why I'm
mat?
not too worried about it. I mean, these are college, like these kids. Like I get it's not a video game, but like these kids, they're fighting for transfer like spots next year on the team, and for like nobody's gonna go out there and lay a dud. I get it, like you're disappointed how the year's gone, but they don't choose to just give up. I don't think. I really I've been in too many locker rooms to believe that. I just think it's been bad this year. They've been bad this year, and they might just not be a good football team.
Yeah,
Simple
I
as
agree
that.
with that. So recap, we got all four plays in mild, but I'll give you the order of the four teams for you listening on Spotify. I'll give you the order in which we put them. TCU most likely, Missouri second most likely, UTSA third, and JMU is the coolest of the milds that we have for this week, week 12. So thank you for checking out our upset meter, guys.